was wondering, Eli, if there are elements of the Catholic worker concept of hospitality that you would like to apply in the practice of your faith in the future.
I think there's always certainly that aspect that we can grow deeper in our faith, and with what we claim to believe, trying to live that out more specifically and literally in our actions. And I think that's what's so great about the Catholic worker movement and this focus on the works of mercy, that, you know, taking what Jesus said in the Gospels of loving your neighbor and loving your enemies and extending to that to your daily actions, you know, outside of this church building, and extending that sense of community and love and welcome to our friends, our family, and strangers, and those of different faiths as well. And I think that's really something to always be chipping away at, and something that was driving me to come all the way here to Rochester to live that out and to have this experience. And even in community, as you know, the early church, that you have this support group of people living, you know, a common lifestyle. And for us, that we can find that in hospitality and serving others, and, you know, that call to be something greater and to live in a community where it is easier to be good, like Peter Morin and Dorothy Day set out to create.
Mm-hmm. Dani, how about you? Do you feel that there's something here that you could use after you've been working here?
Yeah, it was definitely a part of a process that I want to keep on exploring in terms of hospitality and also anarchism and nonviolence as expressions of my practice of Judaism. And I think the Catholic worker is really a great expression of prophetic values in general. And so, I mean, I would love to be a part of a Jewish community that did very similar stuff.
Kevin, do you think that there's some components here that you think you could use in the future?
Absolutely. I think the foundation of the Islamic tradition has a lot in common with the Catholic worker philosophy. So I would have that to build on, but I think that something that I know I'm going to take with me is the intentional act of building community with the less fortunate. Like, as Muslims, we're required, to be charitable. It's one of the pillars is, to give the tax. It's a cat tax, but that's not really enough. And we're also called to, be good neighbors, but that's not enough. I think just within St. Joe's and within the Catholic worker, you have this very intentional, this is a building, a community center, a shelter, a soup kitchen, and we're bringing people in, and we're gonna take it a step further with the neighborly aspect. We're really gonna stand with people and eat with them and hang out with them. And I think just that model is something that's taught me a lot, and maybe I can take some aspects of that with me.
I'm also wondering how you guys work together and what it's like to kind of be a part of this team of really hospitality providers, and how would you describe that, and how does it work?
Well, I was thinking that one thing I appreciate, and what we were discussing before is I was thinking that we aren't really relating to each other on a basis of trying to put our religion over and against another's, and we're not trying to be triumphant about our religion. We're seeing each other. Well, in my perspective, I think we're seeing each other as people, and I guess the longer I'm here, the less I feel inclined to label Kevin or label Eli as their respective religion, and then who they are. I think because we're living together, I think I see Kevin first as Kevin and Eli first as Eli, and then the religion comes into play. Although I wouldn't want to say that that's not inseparable from our identities. So I don't know. I'm not sure exactly But it seems like the key thing for me is that I don't feel like either Kevin or Eli have made me feel uncomfortable about my religion and about my choices of practice and my way of life.
And I think building off of that is even, carrying down, from what we are living and working every day on here in the kitchen or in hospitality, extending that up to the third floor where we live to, the people we're living with in community, that the hospitality doesn't end just because somebody comes in off the street, but that's something we need to take into consideration living with your brothers and sisters. And especially when, there are aspects of one's faith to take into consideration, and that you don't want to kind of impede on their beliefs and their faith because they're allowing you to do just the same. So I think that's something really profound. But also, I think along with that is just like you said, Marty, as you opened up, that we're all 24-year-old men, and I think we've all been through college, so we've had that experience, and now we're at this common stage in life where we're kind of still feeling things out and forming our foundation of who we want to be, who we're going to be for the rest of our lives, and that's something that maybe isn't considered every day, but it can be really profound in the sense that that's what's taking place. And I'm really fortunate and grateful to have this experience. But it's been so much fun. I hate to make it seem like something so serious, because we do laugh a lot. It's like it almost is as if we are brothers up there on the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think what Dani was saying, I think definitely we don't try to I don't try to put my religion over theirs and Eli's, we don't try to do that with one another. We have a respect for each other's religions, but I think determination, respectively, to actually practice our religions makes us respectful of one another. Because I think when we get down to the heart of it, for Eli to be a good Catholic or a good Christian, he has to be good towards us, even though we're not Catholic and Christian. Same thing for Dani being Jewish. Same thing for me being Muslim. It's just we meet right there in the middle, no matter what. It's because that's what we're supposed to do. And so I think the fact that we all three of us try to practice our respective religions makes it so that there's like this bond and this kind of easygoing relationship that we have.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that hospitality is kind of almost like it's the magic ingredient that brings it together for everyone here, and it sort of helps everyone get along, possibly?
Yeah, definitely. Hospitality as like a like extension or requirement coming from belief in God.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you have this certain understanding or just the belief in God from the Abrahamic sense, it extends beyond that for people of all faiths. Once you have that kind of perspective on the creator of the universe, then you have to be hospitable. And if all three of us are doing that, then we're all going to meet right there in the middle. It's like the ingredient that makes it all work.
I want to thank you, gentlemen, for this effort and for illuminating us regarding the essential concept of hospitality and shining a light on a common belief system and the importance of treating people well through simple acts of hospitality. I appreciate your time, and I really wish you great luck in the future, and thanks for being there for all of our guests. Thank you.